Ah man, Crunchyroll once again being the laughest of the arc. They are showing you why you should never give normies a glimpse of the good stuff. But well, before I even start ranting, hello again, I'm Coyote Jack, and this one posted by Chibi Reviews. Ex Crunchyroll producer Marisa Balkus says many people in the anime industry views all anime as prank content or just shonen anime. Not surprised there. It's been like that by decades. Well, for more than 2 decades straight at this point. In the same interview, it talks about how Netflix is outbidding Crunchyroll on anime licensing as well. Let's see what we have here. Some generations within ordinary view anime as brown. Former Crunchyroll producer gets insight into Hollywood's perceptions on anime. So at this point, we are going to see some useless stuff here. Because, well, Hollywood. Maybe they are just projecting because hentai is actually the prawn content. The animated prawn content from Japan. Even if I know that hentai is a reserved word for pervert. But hey, pervert, hey, give me the content. So let's see what we have here. So animation producer Marisa Balkus, creator for producing Onyx Quinox at Crunchyroll, and overseeing Netflix animation slates of titles like Arcane Season 2 and Devil May Cry. And, ah man, I'm just laughing because it was, I already said that much about that Devil May Cry show. Uh, Go watch the Madhouse one month. Anyway, spoke on the perception of the anime within hollywoke, which is useless information, but okay. When asked whenever there was some common misconceptions, Balco said via the Brandon Violet YouTube channel. So read. Okay, so I think so. Yeah, I think that there are still some generations within our industry that view anime as porn or something weird. Even if I know Hollywood also the tradcocks, those right wingers that try to ban anime. Yeah, also I have to add that yeah, also tradcocks. Especially in Latin America, starting within Mexico, I think even Chile and Peru, when there was having toad rising into getting into anime to be precisely within Pokemon and Ranma and How, they got this radical Christian group that say, "Oh, this is satanic." I don't need to bring again the story of Pokemon. You already know that story very well, but yeah, there is also something within generations, but also not all within their generations are like this, because at least they understand common sense that oh, okay, if this is content created from this culture, and this is something that I was at least hopeful that some generations, younger ones, would understand that yeah, just leave it the content as it is. But now I learned from that mistake that not anyone wants to see anime, and not everyone deserves to see anime. Because if they're going to bitch with stuff like this, nah, gatekeep them the hell out of it. So continue on. So, or something weird, which is really unfortunate. Or there are people who just associate anime with shonen anime, which is the fucking tourists, like the ones that really love to use Dragon Ball Z without actually seeing what the other stuff Akira Toriyama produced, or even ignoring like, yeah, the spicy scenes that we used to have in Dragon Ball. Those are still very well remembered, and I remember that in public television. I'm just like, nice. But continue on. And whatever's coming out of Shonen Jump and nothing else. Well, keep them because Shonen is mainstream story within Japan, but also there is other good stuff. Man, even I remember when Ikitoshi was mentioned with the time and along with Shonen Jump. Could be wrong with that one. Well, anyway, continue on. Which is really unfortunate because obviously they are very medium under the sun, that anime offers. Yeah, I think those are the biggest misconceptions. Well, at least I know you're aware of. Or that anything that pertains to that what women want to watch or consume has to involve magic and girls in some way. And I think even Japan also know about this. And what they do is just mm, doing these parodies of magical girls. Even I remember that I recently saw a manga about magical girls being like the salary workers within Japan. They have to be licensed magical girls. At least it gave me a good impression. Well, continue. Okay. Here, where I left it here is. Balkus also shared how an influx of talent entered the animation space during the pandemic, when filming shut down while animation production continued. Oh man, yeah, Jess's green lights were definitely there because they know very well. At that point, even within the West, hollywoke, you know how fucking dog shit is, and it's going to be dead soon. Well, when we have seen within the last couple of days. But anyway, to continue with what we're saying here. So we're definitely there, and it was also because there was a lot of talent and normally wouldn't play in that space who suddenly realized they could make a paycheck in the animation and wanted to come into the space. Which is it's not a bad thing. Actually, I think animation is a medium that anybody should play in. And that's something I disagree with because at least if you like it, animations, yeah, you're going to stick it to even people that are not into it, but they are just forcing themselves because they want like to. Like I said, the bad thing that happened to anime is trying to beat the next pop culture, and we are seeing the damage of that. So yeah, if not anyone wants to stick around with anime, is just don't force them. Don't don't even try to argue with them. But there is good stuff. Even if themselves want to like rethink it again, well, they have to do it by themselves. But if they are going to act like you, the average shonen tart, your yuri tart, yaoi tart, and everything that is just an iteration of retarded with mental illness related to sexuality, yeah, and they need to be get kept out. So continue on. Even if they come from live action. She went on to describe high-profile Fancy Shamsi, who didn't have work and changed their initial projects to animated epics, later falling in love with the limitedness of animation. As for why Japanese anime resonates with people and in recent boom, Balkus created the quote-unquote degrees of sincerity in the emotions and journey expressed by the characters. Yeah, but you also cut off the dialogues. Don't forget, she used to work at Crunchyroll, yeah? So, former Crunchyroll producer, so you can bet that I bet she participated in localization. Well, continue on. Confronting with these trends in Western, and particularly superhero stories that became too grim, dark, or undercut genuine emotions with a quip. The pandemic was also said to factor in, with people connecting online and Balkus present long-running series and anime with ensemble cast where fans could see themselves as friends with characters. Nah, like empathizing. Well, at least if you are like those guys that used to watch Dragon Ball, you know, like that meme from Stantos, where there is like the girl saying, "Oh, I identify with the magical girl, with this girl." Black girl. It was a black girl because he was something related to race. And meanwhile, all the guys, doesn't matter, they were white, black, Asian, Moreno, like Mexicans call themselves, or even within Argentinians, Chileans, no matter. Europeans, Spaniards, Irish people, even French, whatever. They were saying, "Yeah, I'm Goku, and I'm going to kick this this villain's ass." That was like the kind of emotion that I know anime From even to this day, I know there is going to be some stuff that at least is going to give a glimpse idea. Well, Akira Toriyama did a very impactful way in everyone's lives. You know how they even dedicate content to him, and he was also encouraged anyone to imitate his form of drawing. But hey, it is what it is. At least his legacy is just continue on, despite all those shonen that wants to. They keep trying to taint it, but they are not going to succeed. But yeah, there are characters. There's stuff. Yeah, even they are going to say, I really like this one. Okay, but it's not all the anime because as you know, even it's just going to be like appealing to certain fantasies because well, it's appealing to fantasies, it's appealing to desires, to what kind of content you want to see. And since it's fiction, there is no fucking problem with that. I already said it that much, but once again, it really needs to be stated because some morons can't differentiate between what is reality and fiction. So 20s. So engagement scenes at the convention through interactions and complex were also cited as something that gave the anime fandom an enduring quality, and that strongly disagree with at least the cosplays within the Asia. You know, is for the women dressing like those characters is because it's eye candy, and also some of them also know how to draw, and they draw hentai content, doujins, and some of them can be so degenerate, even more than one guy can do. Yeah, and I have stated that women are more degenerate than men, but they are going to deny that. Hey, and they were honest with themselves now. All the bitching will go away. But anyway, continue on. You can check out the full interview here. Balkus shares her experiences as producer working on Onyx Equinox, moving to Walkflix to overseas large animation slot, departing Netflix, and her current consultancy work at Culture Misfit. Mm, what is it like? SBI consultancy? Yeah, at this point I'm just going to check that one later, but nah, man. Uh, the misconception of anime is going to get stronger and stronger because of plan for the fucking Crunchyroll. But anyway, I already ranted enough. Thanks for watching and please take care.